Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer is a Lifestyle. And today it is time for Movie and Stitch Day. Yay! So the Movie and Stitch is today's letter is O. And for today I chose a documentary actually called Our Godfather. So let me read it and then I will tell you, my view on it. So this is our documentary on Our Godfather. It was an hour and 32 minutes. I found it on Netflix and it will stay on Netflix until September 10th. So you can watch it until September 10th. It will be the last day. Okay. So it came out in 2019. In 1986, Tommaso Buscetta became the first top-level mafia boss ever to testify against the mob. It cost him and his family everything. Now that's all it says on there. And it's actually, they have it under British films, on the genre, if that's what you're interested in, and documentaries, because I happen to always check the British. I love the British. But now the reason why is because he was an international godfather, what I call an international godfather. He primarily stayed in Brazil. He was also in the United States. He was also in Italy and excuse me, in Britain as well, I believe. So he was always traveling back and forth as what I would call an international godfather. Now, what happened here, I've never really heard of him. I have always been fascinated by the crime documentaries that are out there, especially the Godfather versions, the drugs. I think I've watched every documentary on there. Narcos. I've watched the, what is it called, Murder Island. I've watched all of it. Anything to do with drugs, I've always been, watching that. Any kind of crime. I love crime stories in general. But I watch also Planet Earth, so I watch all kinds of things that interest me. Remember, I like diversity. But this one caught me right away the minute I saw Our Godfather, because like I said, I happen to love these type of things. And I have not watched this one yet. I have not heard of him. Now, I'm sorry, my throat is like... So apparently, he was a huge crime lord, and he was in the mafia since the age of 5. He was just around that. That was his life from day one. Now, when you're watching this, let me have some coffee or drink because my throat. When you're watching this, you kind of feel bad for him. You feel bad for him because of what happens to his family, which is pretty brutal. It's just, this is that ugly side of the mafia where it's brutal. Okay, they don't just kill; they torture and kill in the most ugly way possible, atrocious ways. But on the other hand, you have to remember, and this is what one of the prosecutors said, he is a criminal. He killed a lot of people. So you can feel sorry, which we do. We have empathy, and I felt bad for his family and for him. But he was also, he's a criminal who killed many, many people. So he was serving time. He served time. He did, early on when he was a younger man, he served time. He got out of prison, and he went to Brazil to do the work in Brazil. And he ended up, his family expanding in Brazil. And since he's been in prison, he missed his family a lot, and he wanted to stay in Brazil and enjoy his family life. There was a new... Even though he's a godfather, but there was a main boss over all of them, and there was a new regime, a new rise to the regime, a new boss over all of them, and he wanted him to come back from Brazil, go to another, part of Europe. I don't, I think it was maybe to come back to England. I'm not really sure if that was that or Italy, one or the other. And he refused. He didn't want to go. I like Brazil. I want to stay here. And don't forget, he was a godfather too. So it's not like he was on the lower ranks of the mafia. He was pretty, up there. And he refused. And in retaliation, this new main boss ended up kidnapping his two older sons, adult sons, by the way, and torturing them and dissolving them in acid. This is where the brutal part comes in, where they are atrocious in how they dispense of people. And then slowly, every male they go after in his family. They went after his uncle, they went after his nephews, his son-in-laws, just about everybody. And he his main thing was he could not believe that, he was brought up in the old mafia ways where, if I did something wrong, I should be the one swimming with the fishies, and not, you don't touch the family. The family is off limits. They are very big on family, it seems, and the family loves their fathers. The daughters, the husbands, the wives, the sons and the daughters love their dads. Let me tell you, they are just passionately supportive of their of their father. And he does not like that. He figures that, what is happening to the mafia code, the honor system, and he rats them all out. Now, I know that sounds mobile and all of that, but in reality, he got caught by the police again. And I think what really happened is he got caught, and he did not want to go back to prison. So he read it out the whole thing. Because at that point, not only did Brazil want him, Italy wanted him, United States wanted him, they all wanted him because he was this international godfather. And don't forget, he has done multiple crimes, and all these different countries are fighting to extradite him and to trial him, put him on trial for his crimes. And he ends up just ratting out the entire mafia, and he is put into protective eyewitness protection. And that's where you kind of, you come up, you meet some of the people years later, his adult children. I think he had one son, one or two sons that were left yet. They were children at this time. And believe it or not, all of the times that they moved him and all, they had a contract out on him. He was in protection, eyewitness protection and all. He did not die. He was not assassinated by them or anything. He actually died from cancer. But it's a fascinating story because you get to look inside their life. And we kind of I don't want to say glorify, but we make it look like, in the movies and all, they make the mafia and the drug lords and everybody look like, that's the life, the great life, but it's not. It is really a dangerous life. It's a dangerous life. And I guess in the past, when many years ago, the families were protected, and only the ones that were made were actually, swimming with the fishies, but not in the new regime that's out there now. They attack the entire family. Everyone, your loved ones are at risk. So it was fascinating to me. I learned a lot about it. I would recommend this if that's what you like, but it can be gruesome. It doesn't show pictures, but it can be gruesome when they tell the story of what really happened, how they killed them all. But it's just fascinating to me, the family's loyalty to their father. And this is not the first time I have seen that. where the sons and the daughters really love their dads, and the wives, and they're so supportive of their husbands. It's amazing that family unit that is so tight. But so that's the movie I watched, the documentary. It was very interesting. I would watch it again and again. I love these kind of things. I like to see that, not for the gruesome parts as much as how people's minds work. You know, I've always been interested in crime. I think I've told you once before, I have always been very in the forensic sciences. I've always been interested in being a criminal lawyer and all of that. I think that's just, you know, how the human mind works. So it was a good movie. I mean, documentary. I enjoyed it. I like those kind of things. I like to see how people's minds work and, you know, what gets us to do what we do. Anyway, so my mat. My mat did not get much attention because, you guys, this is, let me show you. Oh, I haven't. See, I'm rustling my mat, and right away, a little, my little girl, the little girl, Isabella, is already, attentive. What? Because the kittens love my plant. I cannot do anything with them. Nothing. So here it is. This is, I'm starting a third one. This is my third one, and this is how it's coming out. And this is all I did. I have a section. Remember I showed you guys in a video of the plarn mess that the girls made. And I shouldn't even say girls because, oh look, she is wide awake right now. Because I'm moving the plarn. I have about, I rolled it up, I fixed it, and I have about, like, you know, a handful of ends that I had to cut a lot of it out of the balls because it was so tangled up I could not get it to rolled up into a ball. So I cannot work this piece in because I've tried when they're sleeping, and the minute they hear the rustling they wake right up, and you know they want to play. So I have to kind of like almost, excuse me, go into another room. So I have been cutting my bags. I have some bags still in my old church, you know, that we just left last month. And we started a new church here. And my son is a pastor, by the way, if anybody's asking. So he went to another church. But my old church, all the ladies used to give me their grocery bags. So I've always had a supply of grocery bags. So if you guys are planning, and I hear this a lot, that, you know, finding grocery bags, you go to the stores to get grocery bags and all. But, you know, all you have to do is really, like, let the word out that, you know, hey, I'm using them. Unless your state is one of those states that, you know, has eliminated the grocery bags. But I think there's only a couple of those states like that. But otherwise, everybody has grocery bags. Just let your, you know, neighbors, coworkers, everybody know. Because people don't really know what to do with it. People have an abundance of grocery bags. And actually they would like to use them up. So I've never had a problem because people always give me their grocery bags. So I have quite a few totes that the ladies at church gave me, and I've been just cutting the strips, the handles and the bottom off right now. That's all I'm doing. I am no longer going to be cutting them into balls like I were. In the past, I would get everything done in one sitting. And actually my hand would hurt from cutting it so many times. I would cut the ends, I would cut it into strips, and I would roll it into balls, like this one, which, you know, they have gotten into. But this time what I'm doing, to kind of avoid that mess because of these girls out loving this yarn, I am just going to cut the cut the ends, and I've been placing the whole thing inside my bags up here. Now Sylvia has made all 4 of these bags for me. 2 of them are purses, and 2 of them are actually grocery bags holders. So I'm going to be putting them in there, and I am going to be cutting them up and or forming them as I go. I'm just going to pull from the bottom and, you know, one at a time, because I just don't want that mess anymore until these kittens stop being kittens. But anyway, you guys, that's all I got for you. That's all I did, which wasn't very much. But it is my 3rd mat. I'm quite proud of that. Yeah, if you have a time and you like documentaries and you like crime, check that one out. It's a good one. It's kind of funny how you can get really sucked into the movie of, I mean, the story where you feel really bad for him, which you do. But on the flip side, you have to kind of remember he is a criminal, and who's done. But they don't mention all these things. They do not mention the fact that how many people he's killed or how many people all his crimes. You don't know about the crimes. They don't mention that at all, which is kind of funny because usually in a documentary they show all sides, and this time it's just centered on his family. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.